Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and my ongoing series of Console Wars videos. We're up to part 10 in this franchise, which means you know where we are. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel. This is mobile games. Now, we've already talked about handheld games, separate. Mobile games are an entirely different beast. By and large, mobile games come in two versions: the Candy Crush clone, which there is an infinite number of, and the weird game that could have been a console or PC game, but they just like stripped it down to the bare bones features and slapped it on mobile and said, here you go, I guess. Now, there are other games than that. There are like actual legit ports of existing games, but the two mobile games that sell are the two I just described. You have Angry Birds, you have Flappy Bird, you have Candy Crush, and then 10,000 clones of those three games. And then on the should have been a real game, but was all the features were stripped, and it was a mobile version of the game. You've got things like Super Mario Run and Pokemon Go, and those are the two. That's it. It's Pokemon Go. That's the one. That's the mobile game people play. If they're not playing a clone of Candy Crush or a version of Candy Crush, they're playing Pokemon Go. Now, yeah, there are actual games that have mobile ports, like Minecraft and Roblox, etc., that a good number of people do play. Those games definitely exist. But even Fortnite, I would imagine. But again, when people play mobile games, they're playing Candy Crush or they're playing Pokemon Go. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else to say. Mobile gaming started it kind of got its origins in the handheld scene, but also with things like the Tiger Electronics. And your early cell phones, your flip phones and such, did have limited mobile capabilities, but it was like Miss Pac-Man ports and Tetris and columns and stuff like that. But when the smartphone came on the scene and the iPod Touch came on the scene, which just evolved into the iPhone, more or less, they started to experiment with touch controls, which again started in handheld gaming with the Nintendo DS. And Candy Crush just fucking blew up. And everyone said, I want a piece of that pie. And they all just made their own Candy Crush clones. You've had some experimental games along the way, like Farmville. And you've had some, what is it, Shadow Raid or whatever the fuck it's called, that have kind of stuck around and built an audience. But for the most part, it's just fucking Candy Crush clones. And I'm sorry, but that's just literally what it is, you know? Occasionally you'll get like a retro game, like an Atari game or an arcade game or something along those lines, ported to the system that tries to use touch controls, but they fail at it. You're not going to play Sonic the Hedgehog on your Android or your iPhone. And for the love of God, stop buying iPhones. Please. Please. Thank you.